All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is another episode of the ManChild's podcast.
I think we should get women to come in and give us massages while we do this. Like the guys that play poker at the casino.
They give massages?
Oh, yeah. They come around and they give you a massage like instead of a drink. Not good-looking women either, just like...
Yeah, but
Are they the same ones who give you the free drink?
No, that's what I'm saying. They're not good-looking. They're women who come from a family of strong thumbs. Eastern bloc looking, you know.
I always think it would be more like an Asian woman than like a...
Right, but you're not getting an actual massage. You're getting someone just standing behind. I got a kink.
Rubbing your shoulders.
I got a kink in my neck.
I don't care. What does she look like that I'm facing forward?
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
they don't have to be that good looking.
And then you turn around and it's just this big burly dude.
The girl who's taking the beaver tranquilizer and dodgeball. You know what I'm talking about?
That's fine. She could rub my shoulders.
Exactly.
I thought she was taking steroids.
Right. And beaver tranquilizer.
Yeah.
She's also like 12-year-old girl. It was a Girl Scouts. That's why they got disqualified.
Oh, yeah.
That's why Average Joe's made the team.
Yep.
You think you could get massaged by a dude?
No.
Absolutely not,
weird.
right? There's no way.
It like gives me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it.
I remember I got weird when I went to the chiropractor one time. Like I was just giggling the whole time because it's just weird, and like also
I got cracked by
the noises that
Dr.
your body
Craig.
makes.
Yeah.
But then I got a massage afterwards by a woman.
That's acceptable. But the
Apparently chiropractors are bullshit though. But I always felt good after I went to one.
I agree.
I don't know.
And you know what? My chiropractor told me, he's like, look, you can keep coming back here, and I'll keep setting you straight, and you might feel good for a little bit, but I'm never gonna fix you. And I was like, not gonna come back.
That dude kept telling me come twice a week. He's like, come twice a week. And then I was like, it's $20 a week. I'm like, 17. I'm like, that's $40 a week. It's $160 a month. Like, I got that kind of fucking money.
Yeah.
That was like good insurance. Now it'd be like way more.
I wonder if, because we used to go there and I was a firm believer that what he was doing made me feel better. But I wonder if the massage was like the part that, because they were doing like,
I think it makes you feel better. But
they were doing
like
the pressure point massage where like they weren't like oiling you up and like rubbing your whole body. She was doing like if your lower back hurt, she was like putting pressure on it to the point where you're just like in pain. And that's all she would do. Like even if it was just like your right side hurt, like they didn't even do the left. It was just the right. And it was so painful. And I was always makes me wonder. I wonder if the chiropractor was what made you feel better, or it was actually literally like that massage was like.
I think so because I get the same kind of tension headaches. I have one right now. That's why that's the first thing I said. And yeah, I can
mix that?
I can like feel the knot.
Yeah.
What'd you put in there?
Bourbon and Coke.
Bourbon and Coke.
I was about to say rum and coke, but that's not what that is. It's bourbon and coke.
Bourbon only made in Kentucky.
It's like a Jack and Coke, but whatever. I
How'd
don't
they
actually
get
know what
that
brand
fucking?
it is.
How'd they get that right? So it's made right across in Cincinnati. It's not called bourbon. It's whiskey. It's only in Kentucky.
All champagne is only from Champagne, France.
France. Tequila is only a specific region in Mexico.
Tequila, Mexico.
Mexico. 100% agave.
This is from tequila.
Mexico.
This is
Yeah, but that's
from,
bullshit because I've only ever drank tequila. You know how like there's like champagne or sparkling wine, right? I've never had, what's the equivalent of tequila that's fake tequila? What's it called?
Gross.
Vodka?
Not a fan of tequila. You guys like it?
Not really.
I don't think so.
Dad used to have that real nasty tequila that he got from like Dominican Republic or something like that.
No.
What was
that? Was
that?
agua diente.
And it wasn't good.
That's not tequila, dude. That's like some crazy shit that like they put like bark and roots and shit in it.
I remember drinking that at your dad's house all the
They
time.
keep saying it's like an aphrodisiac. Like it makes your dick hard and fucking makes you like horny.
And just he'd load us up with that, and we'd go to the bar.
Yeah. No, he used to drink. He goes on kicks. There was a time where he was drinking a lot of sambuca, which is rough. It's all thick. And then he was always a time where he was drinking agua diente. That's what you're probably thinking. That's a Colombian moonshine.
Is Sambuca the one that tastes like licorice?
Yes.
The black stuff looks purple when you're done with it.
I don't mind licorice, but like it's still fucking gross. I don't like Jägermeister either.
No, I mean, well, I did. That's the problem.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, I'm at the point now where it's like the least taste is probably the best because that's the thing that's going to give you the least bit of a hangover. Because all that shit that gives you a lot of taste is the shit that has sugar and it fucks you up.
I must have drank 20 glasses of vodka and club soda with a lemon in it at my sister's wedding. And I threw up on my bathroom wall the next morning. Dude, seriously, woke up in the middle of the night out of the sleep. Not in the middle of the night. I don't know. It was dark. I'm guessing it was 4 a.m. Just go with that. But I woke up and I sat up. My mouth was already full of puke, like a balloon about to burst.
Miracle you kept it in.
And I got up and I started charging to the bathroom, but it's dark and I'm hammered. I can't even turn lights on. And I get to the bathroom door, and then I start puking again, and then it comes out a little bit, and I can't make the toilet. I just destroy the bathtub. And I'm running the water in the bathtub, finishing my business, and then I can just I didn't even turn the light off, and I can hear the water start to sound like you're filling something. And I realized that when I was wasted, I got home and I ate a whole bunch of Chinese food that wasn't digested yet. So I was like, all right, it's
you're
probably
probably chewing it.
I was probably so I'm like, all right, clog the drain. Dude, reaching my hand in, eyes closed, drunk, throwing up, pulling out these pieces of chicken, throwing them in the toilet over here. Ugh. And then I woke up in the morning and I had to close the door to the bathroom because the dog is licking the puke off the walls.
Bro.
Anyway, I wasn't that hungover.
Well, that's because you ate and you threw up.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you have
headache.
mornings like that, dude, where I'm like, I'm not like a believer in God or anything like that. So I wish, and I don't do shit like that. I'm like, maybe Christians have it right, dude. Like, maybe Mormons are like, maybe you should just drink. They don't even drink fucking soda, dude. Like, just family oriented.
After that, I wasn't that bad. I went into the cabinet, I grabbed a couple of painkillers, I hit the pen. What?
He's like, whoa.
I hit the pen a few times and I fell back asleep. And
there's a splash of Coke in this.
Do you smoke when you guys are hungover? Do you smoke?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
See, I never do. I always feel
you have to
greasy food. And
if I wake up feeling shitty, I'm hungover. I am scrounging for weed like a crackhead, just for one hit, and then you go back to bed, and it kind of just makes your headache go away for a minute, and it helps you fall asleep, and then you wake up again. Now it's afternoon by that time, but.
Yeah.
I always feel like after getting fucked up and I'm hungover, I'm like, I just need to clear out totally.
I wake up sober. But that middle time when you wake up feeling like shit, you gotta. I don't get stoned.
Or smoking before you go to bed.
Well, sometimes I have mixed results on that. That's I end up sleeping with a foot on the ground and make sure the world doesn't spin.
That sucks, getting the spins.
You're really fucked up when you put your foot on the ground to get rid of the spins and you still get up and throw up.
Yeah, I haven't puked like that in forever.
I'm not a puker either. It's just weird. I really am. I can. I can drink, but it's dude, I can't. I'm really getting to the point where it's starting to hit me. Where I'm getting 2 day long hangovers and shit. That sucks balls. It's not fun anymore.
Well, it never was fun. Just something about it was so much easier.
Yeah, but I think your body is younger. It's just more spry.
Back then, though, I lived in my parents' house and I would be fucking hungover as shit. And I would just stay in bed with a blanket over the window till 5 p.m.
Yeah, but I never had a 2 day hangover.
Back out.
I never had a 2 day hangover until I was 28.
True. Okay. Yeah.
Seriously, I would be if I drank heavy on Friday, there's times where on Sunday, I don't drink on Saturday. On Sundays, I'm I still feel kind of shitty. You know what I mean? I'm recovering on Monday, and it's fuck, dude. I don't know how these old people these people who are in bars that I've seen that are smoking cigarettes and shit that are 55 and they're they have a regular job at a factory. I'm dude, you gotta feel like shit 24/7 because you're drunk all the fucking time.
They get used to it.
I
guess.
Don't
know what it's like to feel good.
Well, you do when you're drunk,
or they're just drinking on their lunch break. Almost everyone was going out and smoking weed on their lunch break. No one ate lunch on lunch break except for me and Bill.
For me, two of us. Oh, you want to get pizza?
I remember
man.
They would ask all the time, and I'd be like, dude, I can't do that.
Dude, when I was a painter, dude, when I was 16, those guys would do it too.
I did it once.
Now. I never did it. I did it. No, you're right. I did it one time. Remember that time there was a fucking earthquake in Virginia, and then dude, there was an earthquake in Virginia.
I don't remember that.
And I was up on a ladder, and we were painting this kid's house. This kid comes out, he goes, "Oh boy, do you guys feel that?" I'm like,
really
what?
say it like that?
I'm pretty much.
Wait,
it was just Tiny Tim.
Dude, he was probably 11, 12 years old.
Did he have a little bit?
And he was and we're like, "What?" He's like, "There was an earthquake. Do you guys feel that?" And I'm literally up on a ladder, on the second floor. I'm I didn't feel shit. I was I don't know if it was high or what, but there was an earthquake.
You just nah, man.
I didn't feel anything.
Paranoid, is this guy fucking with me? Why do you got a limp?
That was the time where I dipped too. I was in smoking cigarettes. So I was getting the cotton mouth, just
spitting down the ladder,
spitting with a mouthful of fucking dry spit. Dumb.
Oh yeah, smoking weed on the job. I did it once.
Dude, I remember my dad had no idea. The shit that they're smoking now. Actually, my dad started smoking weed again, dude. He texted. Remember Richard, my neighbor? You met Richard. He was crazy in the conspiracy. I actually love
wait,
that
was he
guy.
the one who came over and
He was swimming the
bitched
pool.
at us because we had our dicks out?
No, that's fucking
bushes?
out. Fuck him, dude. Fuck that guy. He's a douchebag. Actually, it's funny. His daughter.
What did Regina say? She's like, go over there and piss again, or tell him not to look, or something like that.
Yeah, it was.
Man, you never seen a dick before?
Dude, that's fucking douchebag. Anyway, no, it's the other
My
guy.
kids out here. You're pissing.
Your penis is out.
He said something like he emphasized the word like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over there and tell them about their penises.
Dude, it's like I didn't think it was hit. I wasn't like trying to like fucking be like,
Yeah, well, I wasn't doing like the helicopter. Or
no, it was
anything.
literally like, oh, we're by the pool. I'm not gonna go inside. I'm just gonna piss in the fucking corner. We have these massive bushes that are guarding it.
I don't want to piss.
Is he
the-
fucking like he's
piss the
looking at
hole.
an angle like this, like to find the right fucking angle?
Yeah, you definitely had to be like, what are they doing out there? He's not
Dude, the
quite
guy's
sure.
wife
Oh, he's
died.
definitely
The guy's
pissing.
wife died. He was just like retired, and he was just an old fucking.
He was actually checking out your stepsister's friends. And
A couple of them were
And then all of a
pretty
sudden he
hot,
gets
though.
a full
Fuck,
frontal.
Yeah, a lot of them are fucking fat now.
He gets a full frontal from us, and he just
There was two of
it
them.
just
I'm
ruined his,
dropping names.
ruined his
I
jerk
know.
session.
Anyway, so-
he had binoculars in one hand, and
that
then
old
all of a
man
sudden
was-
you see just blop, and that thing whip
I don't
out.
think when you're that
If he was
old-
jerking off to it, then he wouldn't have yelled at us for it.
But he was pissed.
He was
He
pissed.
was
He
looking
pissed
at
that we
titties,
ruined
and all of a
his,
sudden
we
he
ruined
sees
his
some
jerk.
fucking
Yeah, I'd be
penises.
pissed too.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he was jerking off to your dick.
No. He was jerking off and then saw my dick.
And then he was just like,
And then he was upset,
I don't want to stop now.
upset at how much he kept going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that guy still lives there.
Oh,
Dude, he's all
am I
pissed-
gay now? Does this make me gay?
He's all pissed off, dude. Because I remember my dad helped me like right on the border of the fucking thing. We had to like put like a raspberry bush, and a raspberry bush is like spread really quick. And he was like bitching at my dad how the raspberry bush like grew into his fucking shit. Like,
Yeah,
give me
it's
a
some
fucking
bullshit.
break, bro. Like, what?
Really
I have no
neighborly.
responsibility for. I don't know how. I'm not a fucking botanist. How am I gonna know how this fucking raspberry bush is gonna grow into your fucking yard, dude?
Well, if you did your research, Jack, about raspberry
People
bushes.
suck, dude. People are fucking lame,
People
man.
suck. How about your new neighbor who, what's your plan
Mark?
here?
I'll drive his fucking name. They're just fucking weird,
very
dude. It's
difficult,
funny though,
but-
bro. In his
don't
defense,
say last names, that's all I care about.
I
if you
thought
guys
figured,
came
yeah.
and saw the amount of leaves that I get, it's bananas, dude. It's bananas. It's tens of thousands of leaves.
Totally.
And if he didn't stop me, the amount of leaves that would have ended up down the road would have been. The guy would have like, if you were like my neighbor, like 3 houses
Crash
down,
a car.
you would have fucking, dude. You would like be like, like wake up one day, be like, there's nothing, and then
God
it's like,
damn it!
tens of thousands of leaves here. I'm just like, nothing's there, dude. But he was just a prick about it. It's all about your approach, right? The guy comes over, he's like, yeah, what's your plan here? He comes like, get the ground, like, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, I work up, I manage 15 people. I don't know what people
Wait,
think
he had to say
sometimes.
that? I managed 15 people?
told me all
that
this.
is
What a
fucking
backhand.
douchebag.
He's just such a douchebag. But I was so caught up. That's the thing when I was thinking about, like, it's like with like fights, right? Like always people like impress me is like, I feel like a lot of times it has to be on like my terms a lot of times, right? Where like sometimes like I'm so caught off guard. I'm like, wait, half the time, most of the time when people are like getting crazy with me, I'm like, I don't know if they're being serious or not. And before you know, it's like you're in a bad position. And that's the way it was this guy where I'm like, wait, is he fucking serious? Like I'm blowing fucking leaves, dude.
Yeah, I give it
But
credit.
then all of a sudden like I'm in a bad spot and I'm like, am I the fucking asshole? And like, dude, and then my fucking crazy brain, like after he walks away, I'm like, holy shit, like, was I in the wrong? And it took me like a day and a half to be like, fuck that guy, dude. He's a fucking asshole, man.
Just thinking about it.
I was like,
I
there was
always
a
give
point
people the benefit of the doubt. Like when they're starting off giving me shit, I'm always like, haha, like you're joking.
Right,
This
me
is
too.
funny. And then they're just like actually pissed off about something minuscule, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, they're fucking serious.
You missed your chance to ramp
Right.
up and equal their intensity.
And I will
Yeah.
hold a grudge for certain things.
Oh, so here's a story. Listen to this one. All right. So this is a long time ago, but it's this perfect example of what fucking bothered me. I was driving on 248, and there's the Wawa that's in Nazareth, right? Mm-hmm. And dude, all I did was, I don't even know what I did. I passed the guy, normally passed him like in a normal passing lane, and got like around him, and then went back into the lane to go left because he was just driving so slow. And I guess he came into the gas station too. I parked, he parked. I had no idea. Like I was oblivious, probably listening to music and just being like a 21-year-old, right, at the time. And I park, he must have parked too, and I'm walking into the gas station, and this dude keeps like doing double takes, triple takes at me. He keeps like looking at me, and then this dude, for some 45-year-old, whatever at the time, and he goes, "Hey, you want to keep fucking driving like that? I got my kids in the car. You got something to say? And I was like,
Who are you?
And he goes, yeah, that's what I thought, and walked away. And in my head, I was so mad for so many days because it's like, God damn it, dude. He won that conversation. He went back to his wife in that car, and he was like, honey, I fucking told him that's what I thought. That little kid didn't do nothing to me. Dude, but in my head, I'm like, you just caught me off guard. I'm so mad that you won up to me.
Exactly.
Like,
so many times, dude, I go to bed and I'm like, wow, I should have said this to that guy. You know what? I'll be like,
it burns me
I'll be
up.
like, oh, it burns me out so bad. I'll be like, that was one of those instances where I should have actually said, fuck you to a stranger. I should have just said, buddy, fuck you.
Yep.
And I really hate missing those opportunities.
I never do it, though.
I never do it.
I'm always trying to be like, I always think to myself, like, I'm just trying to be a decent human
Actually,
being.
I did have one. I finally did it. In my neighborhood, a lot of Biden-Harris signs, all right?
Sure.
So...
Very rural. A lot of farmers.
Yeah, no, I stopped at the stop signs, and I recognize these people.
Biden.
There's this woman always that I know, like she's like a nice woman that you see like as you're walking your dog and stuff. And then, but if you're in your car and you're stopped at a stop sign and she's on her phone walking her dog, and when you're stopped and she looks up, you disappeared there, she gives you like shit for it. She'll just be like, man, you know, whatever. And I'm like,
People driving their cars.
I stopped, I looked, you weren't crossing, I went, whatever. So, well, one time, old man's walking, an older man, he's not like really old, but, and I get to the stop sign, I stop, and then I go, and he wasn't looking and saw me. I just appeared to him, and he went behind my truck. And my windows were open, and he's like, you know, next time just fucking hit me. And I just fucking stomped on the brakes, and I put the window down. I was like, I stopped at the stop sign, and then I went, tell me what you want me to do, old man. And he's just going like this, throwing me the bird. I'm like, yeah, fuck you too, old man. Nice. I drove away, and I was like, wow, that was this year. This very fucking awesome.
This one time, this happened right here at that stop sign.
Yeah, common.
Right there at that stop sign. Mm-hmm. It was kind of my fault. But not because of what happened. So I'm just driving like I'm being a piece of shit. Like it's a back road, so I'm on my phone, like texting, driving. I'm like listening to music way too loud, just like on the opposite side, just being an asshole. And I guess like I braked really hard into like the stop because like I forgot that I was coming up so fast on the stop. But at the light, at the four-way stop is a cyclist. And I swear though, I guess he didn't do it based on his reaction, but I swear he put like the right arm out thing, like I'm taking a right kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I must have like subliminally thought that he was not going to cross my path. But I guess he started going, and like I did like a hard brake, like kind of almost out into the intersection. And I was in a car at the time, and he was doing like the leaning forward on his bike, like to like get lower to look into my windshield at me. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why, but for some reason, like that was one of the times it just caught me, and I put my arms out, and I went, what, bitch? What? I went, what the fuck are you looking at? And he was pedaling. He just went.
Yeah.
But he made sure he shook his head for a good 50 yards, like back and forth, and just kept doing it as he was riding. But that time was like, I wish I could have done that in so many other situations where I was fully in the right.
Right.
But this one, I might have fucked up a little bit because the guy legit stopped at a stop sign, but whatever.
The only time I ever had something like that I can remember is it was in college, and I was walking with this girl, and we're walking on the street. There's just the two of us. I don't even know where we're going to, like go to some party, right? And I don't know what got into me, dude. It's like you're ever in like that weird mood where you're like in a goofy mood, you're in an angry mood, whatever.
Yeah, like when you're drunk.
Right. Right. But if you're sober too. But I had a few glasses of Chardonnay, dude. And we're walking. All of a sudden, there's these two guys across the street, right? And the one guy just starts chirping at me. He's just like, fuck you, dude. You're not getting any fucking pussy. Blah, 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 blah. Like shit like that. And normal me is just like, yeah, whatever. Blah, blah. It's like, let's keep walking, whatever. But I just was like, what the fuck did you say? Dude, I walked across the street, dude, and fucking punched this dude in the face and gave him like 2 fucking uppercuts. His buddy just grabs me and pushes me back. I walked back and just got in line and just kept walking.
He didn't say anything?
He didn't say shit.
His eyes were probably just like, holy shit. I've done this 1,000 times. Dude, never got hit.
And dude, and I
Bro, my favorite part of going out on Friday nights is yelling at dudes walking home with a chick, and this guy comes and punches me in the face.
But dude, it was great because I got laid and shit. But this girl was like,
well, yeah, you sold the
phone.
On that walk home, she's like, maybe I'll suck his
Niagara
dick.
Falls.
But then after that,
Falls.
she was like,
she probably got wet shoes while on that walk.
Oh. Dude, this girl and I, who remain unnamed, but just this weird relationship we had, and it was just like weird shit that would happen like that, where it was like this different guy sometimes, and it wasn't like I was trying; it was just like it would just happen.
So wait, there were other fights with this?
Wait, you'd fuck her with another guy?
No, I had a threesome with her. But also it was like just weird shit that I would do, like just going on L rides, like just doing like weird shit where I was like just acting like a fucking team alpha male. And most of the time I'm like not like that. I'm just like whatever. But it was just so happened that it was like,
well, there's something.
Yeah,
well, that happens when there's like a when you're fucking the only chick in the car. You kind of get alpha there, right? Is that the situation?
No, I don't know what it was, man. It's just like you have different relationships with different people. Some people like I can't of our friend group. There's some kids like I pick on harder because I know they can take it, and there's other friends like I never pick on. It's just I don't know. It's just weird.
We should bring Jason on. I pick on Jason.
It's funny you said that because I never pick on Jason.
I pick on Jason.
I fucking love Jason. I love him, dude. I never.
Of course.
Shout out. He's one of the only listeners of this podcast.
I know. That's funny because like whenever we go to Canada,
Jason, I don't pick on you because I love you. Bill,
I pick on you because I do love you.
Because you're the sad boy in the corner.
Well, it's funny because we go to Canada. I'm always like I'm the middle brother. Because Bill's the older brother because he's a fucking cunt. And he's always fucking picking on Jason. And Jason's like the little brother. He's getting picked on. I'm just in the middle like, guys, come on.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know why. I can't even think of an example. Well, only because I can say it and he just is like, well, he'll just be like, well, fuck you, Billy. And then it's over.
Yeah. I don't know. Life's weird, dude. But yeah, that was a strange time. I remember punching a guy in the back of the head at a fight one time after the fight was basically over.
Can I tell a story about the fight that we were all in at Kutztown that one time?
Oh, yeah, that was 100% my fault.
Yes.
So much your fault.
Yes. That was my fault. Big time.
Most
of the fights you guys have been in probably been my fault. Just being a drunk fucking idiot.
Yeah.
That's why I'll never go back to Kutztown. I haven't been back since I graduated.
So anyway, we come up to your college for the weekend, and you guys already started drinking.
Yep.
And you, Morgan, you start going. You were like, bro, I'm gonna fucking hook you guys up tonight. When we get to these parties, I'm gonna just tell all the girls that these are my boys visiting, and that I'm gonna get. I'm
like
gonna
a
get
giant douche.
I'm gonna get you guys laid. I'm
time.
gonna get you guys laid, and you're talking us up. So then we get to this party, and he's doing exactly what he said, and I remember I was playing. They had 2 beer pong tables, right? Mm-hmm. They had 2 beer pong tables, and I was at that point where I'm buzzing, and you're starting to like dudes do is they get drunk and be friends with everybody, right? Yeah. Like it's a great way. Dudes are the only ones who can like randomly be friends with random dudes, like because we're both drunk, high fiving and shit.
That's all we needed.
So that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're high fiving these other dudes at the beer pong table.
Oh, I love Holy Diver.
And you, Bill, walk over to me, and you walk over to me and you go, "Yo, stay on alert. Morgan's about to throw down." And I had a beer pong ball in my hand.
I have high awareness.
And I was just like, like squinty eyes, mouth open, drunk, like one of these things.
Yeah, you didn't take me serious at all.
No. You said it, and I went. And I put the ball down, said bye to nobody, quit mid-game, and walked over. And then right as I was walking over, he was just like, "I'm not leaving. I paid $5 or whatever." And they're like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
And the door closed.
Get the fuck out of here! And then the funniest thing, oh my god,
we were just watching.
They pushed Morgan out.
Right.
They pushed Morgan out of the initial door.
Yep.
And shut it. And then they kind of did like a thing, and then I'm not fucking leaving.
The door swings back open.
That's when they crashed in,
and it was bedlam.
I had my roommate's hoodie that was in there. I'm coming back from my roommate's.
Yeah, no, I had to go back and get it.
We walked back in,
and it was like,
I'm telling you, Morgan,
that was fucking crazy.
I felt like I was gonna get sucker punched the entire time.
Yeah.
So you didn't have your hoodie on,
right?
You were upset that you played $5, and then you got swarmed out there. And I remember seeing you do like a little Michael Phelps swim move to make sure that you're on the right side of Morgan.
Well, I had that guy I used as a shield. The dude we were playing beer pong with, who was a cool guy, when the door swang back open and bedlam happened, it was like everybody then, well, not us, but they had to figure out who's on whose side. Yes. And they couldn't, and so the guy turns around and it's like, "Sorry, man, I just grabbed him by the back of the neck, so my chest is on his back, and I'm pushing through like Sparta, and you were behind me." And he was just like, "Come on, man, what are you doing? What are you doing?" And
this isn't the guy with the brown shirt, because the brown shirt.
I don't remember colors of shirts.
Morgan opens the door, and they bum rushed you.
Oh, there's 10.
I remember. I was fucking
10 of them on him.
You were in it, but
they didn't know us.
I was so wasted and doing the swaying back and forth thing.
You were giggling behind me.
They crashed into me, and I fell into the windowsill. But it wasn't it wasn't a fall. It was more like I sat down into it because it was right behind me.
Yeah.
And it was full of that jungle juice, remember? Because they had a thing of jungle juice that we were just scooping into.
Always got me in trouble. Jungle juice always got me in trouble.
I sat onto it and obviously just had a red Hawaiian punch ass, right?
Oh,
And
you
then
found
the last dude,
the jungle juice.
the last dude who bum rushed through the door shut it, and the only two people left who were outside the door was me and some. Remember, there was a like a 5'2" girl in heels and a dress who thought that she was that she was gonna be Jesus H Christ and walk out there and just bless everybody and it was gonna be ended. So
that never happened.
I fell into it and she swings the door open and me and her run into that hallway.
That foyer area on top of stairs.
I'm watching her in front of me. I wish I had a GoPro on. Watching her in front of me, and there's just a brawl going on, and she gets boom like hockey checked into the wall. And then crushed, and then she slides down, and that's what kind of like halted the fight for a second because we crushed this chick.
Yeah, well, it's her fault.
And
but
then, right. What were you gonna do?
Yeah,
It's like it was kind of like it was like 6-on-2,
and that area was like a 5x5.
And paint the picture, right? So it was like it's a place in Kutztown, all these like weird old homes. So it's like there's a door, and then it's immediately when you open the door, it's steps.
It's a second
and there's like
floor apartment. So
right, but there's a 5x5, maybe 5x10 area where it's like I don't even know what you would call that.
The foyer on top of the steps,
right?
But
and then it goes into the apartment.
Like a
so
porch.
the fight happened in that fucking.
Weimer
foyer.
fell down, got thrown down the steps.
But you were kind of like a step 2 down, and you were like punching up.
I remember
they were still like on the foyer.
But it was weird. Dude, I remember it was weird because they weren't really. I sat like. I put my head forward because I was like,
were they even landing on you?
Dude, they punched me like
fuck yeah. So
they didn't get me in the face. Dude.
Yeah, I don't remember them hitting you in the face.
They never got me in the face.
So me and that chick opened the door, and I was swim moving through these dudes who were fighting you guys.
Yeah, we were trying to get to him.
Which was making me think like,
why
aren't these guys just like mashing my face in right now? And I got to the
front,
didn't know. And I remember seeing you though. I definitely saw that you had like punch marks on your face, like maybe one on your eyelid or whatever.
I only got punched once in that fight.
The dude who I'm telling you about, there was like a little dirt mustache dude with like a big long brown
I barely remember these guys.
Polo, right? And he was the one who kicked you out. He was the one who was obviously trying to get with a girl who he was not going to get with because this dude was like a 2. And
2 out of 10.
Do you remember?
Yeah. And he was like, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of here. And this is when I got to the front and saw that Morgan was definitely hit. And I like just blacked out, second nature, underhooked this kid on the arm and did like a body slam and threw him on the ground. And Bill has a guy in a headlock, like Bob hitting this dude. And I'm holding this dude down. He's flipping out. He's going, get the fuck off.
Yeah.
And I'm holding him down. And I hit Bill.
Yes, this is what I remember.
Check this out.
I turn around, he's sitting on a dude.
He can't get up. I remember. He can't get up. And I was holding him down mid-fight.
I remember the only thing I remember from that is I had a guy in a headlock too, my left hand, and it was a dude who wasn't even fighting, and I just remember popping him in the fucking head with my right hand.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was a weird fight.
If you went in that hallway and you were in our group of friends, you were fair game. For sure.
It was weird.
And then we left. We were talking shit. And then Weimer and I were trying to throw a fucking cinder block through their fucking window.
Yes, you were.
Weimer was like
that didn't happen.
Weimer was like our little ace in the hole. He was like our grease man because
he would pop up like
he was this little short guy who was just he was ducking down and going like under people's legs and below where you couldn't see him in this sea of people. This is what I remember. And I remember just seeing Weimer pop up and he would throw a guy on the ground and then he would be gone. And then another memory I have from that
back then too.
It almost in my memory, I picture like it's like a Where's Waldo picture because it's just like there's just people we're like this far apart, but I can't get to you, and all I see is a guy from like he's standing over here and Morgan's here and I'm here and he pops up and he punches Morgan in the back of the head. He doesn't even know where it came from, but I see him do it and he looks at me and I look at him and I can't get to him. And he's just like, yeah, all right, whatever. And I was like, all right, well,
yeah, no one was good at fighting. It was all just like fucking throwing punches. Yeah, a lot. I mean, that was totally my fault.
Weimer got thrown down the stairs and he lost his keys and he couldn't drive his car home that night. He had to get a tow truck, and I passed out drunk and didn't even know that till the morning.
Do you remember? After the fight, we're walking down Main Street and we're talking about like, dude, bro, did you see this? Did you see that? And then there was these 2 random chicks who were sitting on the stoop.
I remember that.
And the one had her hands in her head.
She was crying.
And she goes, will somebody please just make out with me? And I literally did like a military drill stop, turned over and went over there and did it.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember that. Yep.
That happened.
I don't remember what we did after
that. That was icing on the cake.
That place is a fucking.
We
can't
went
go
back
there.
And we smoked behind a like an HVAC system with Mike. Me, us 3, and then
man, I'm forget. I got
you guys weren't at the Cliffs at that time because this was freshman
year. No, it was freshman year.
Yeah, no, we were at the dorm, so we couldn't take you back there. Probably they were real strict about that.
Yeah, it was great, dude.
I don't even know where we slept, to be honest.
But honestly, I used to love.
I have no recollection of what happened.
I don't have it anymore. But I remember just like, especially being in college, like, it was like I would like almost enjoy that shit, like getting into. I didn't look for it, but there was times where it was like, I should probably just shut up. I'm like fuck this guy. Like, I'm just gonna like, let's see what you do. Like, I don't give a fuck. It wasn't even like win, lose, or draw. It was sometimes, and I'm not a fucking tough guy, but it was sometimes you see, you get that fucking blood going to your head, and you're like,
the whole premise of Fight Club.
That's great. You really do. It is like a euphoric feel. Like I remember, I have friends from college who told me like I've never been punched in the face, I've never been in a fight, and I'm like, you should fucking try it at least once.
I've never
like,
been in a fight one-on-one with somebody. Always been a group fight.
Yeah, probably.
So it's never been
probably 95% of the time it's with me, and it's my fault.
Yeah. 100%, actually.
One-on-one, I don't know if I've really been in I've been in one-on-one fights, just where I grew up, like but like kid fights.
Oh yeah, well,
not like
you're
like,
hanging out the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
Like kid, like my neighbors who are way older than me, like they're beating my ass. Dude, I remember I was such a bad at fighting. Like when I was real young, I got in a fight with this kid, and he like they were like making fun of me for like liking this girl, and I was hiding behind the door. Right, I was hiding behind the door at like my house. Like it was like a good hiding spot, and he like knew I was there. And he like fucking shoved it really hard and like hit me in the fucking head. And I turned around and I fucking just punched him right in the face. Never punched anybody before. And dude, we just started scrapping. Dude, I was so bad. I was like, I didn't know what I was doing. And he was just punching me. I was like going like sticking my ass at him and like punching backwards. And this dude was just punching me in the back of the head. Like I don't know what the fuck I was doing, dude.
I mean,
it was one of the
strategy.
stupidest. Dude, it was like
like a skunk.
I mean, we're talking like I was like 8 and this dude was like 13. You know what I mean?
And it was puberty versus non-puberty.
And it was just like, it was bad. And I remember the one time, like my neighbors were always older than me and they beat me up. Not too bad, dude. Like it was more like just relentless verbal abuse and bullying. But then the one time I stood up for myself, there's this other kid, Butt Chunk, who lived down the road a little bit in this like shitty area. His name
He
was
sounds
Butt
like he should have been getting in fights because he's getting picked on.
So it was that same kid. He had a trampoline. This is like what? Late 90s, early 2000s, where the trampolines didn't have those fucking lame-ass fences or whatever they call them, the borders. They were just like, if you fucking went off, you hit the ground.
Yeah.
And this kid fucking pushed me off the ground, Butt Chunk. And I remember I got up there. You did. I got up there and I fucking like beat him up. And I remember that was like one time, like all my older neighbors were like, good job, like way to go. And it was something where it was like a turning point in my life, like. Finally, dude. Like, you know, I was like 0 and like 190. You know, I finally got one under my belt, dude.
You got out of the beta position.
I grew up with Scotty. I had to just be a fucking simp. I couldn't speak my mind. He would whoop my fucking ass.
That's how it is, though, dude.
Yeah,
especially that age. And that was
like 10 years.
And I was always a big kid. You know what I mean? But still, like, it's just like you're like a doughy, and they're like 13, 14, and you're 10. Mm-hmm. You know, you're like playing video games. They're like in wrestling, 8th grade wrestling, and they're beating the fuck out of you. So I mean that shit happens, but it's good. That's good for like a young boy to like have that.
I had it with Trevor. I won't say last names. Trevor, Nick, Ace, and a couple other ones up the street from me. You remember where they lived? Do you guys remember?
Yeah,
by that
I do.
Stuff? Yeah. So they would always, because I was a grade lower than them, and the worst part about them was they were all. You had the same thing. They were all wrestlers.
Yeah, dude, the guy was
all wrestlers. So like it wasn't like I was a wrestler and I was just gonna whoop their ass. They were all too, and I still remember to this day. We were on like the little 3-step stoop, and Trevor grabbed me by the throat, like double hand grabbed my throat, and like bent me back over, like on the steps, like choking me, dude. And it was the first time it got to a point where I just like cocked up and hit him as hard as I could in the face, and he was like shocked and like let go. And it was definitely like I held back too. It was borderline like slap speed, the amount like I just went and hit him. But it was that changed so much when I punched that kid in the fucking face. It really
is, dude. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like prison, dude.
But would I take back all that bullying? No. So important.
I remember just as a real little kid, like they would just do it.
I didn't have that. I didn't have that. I was like, I had
you're that lane, bro.
I had to do that. Yeah, I know. I didn't have anything there.
Well, thank God for Scotty that you had at least that.
I had at least that, and I had to do mental warfare with him. Like I would lose video games on purpose and shit just so I didn't have to get my ass whipped.
Yeah. Well, that sounds. Yeah. Pretty similar.
Sounds about right now. Sounds like, Scotty, if you're listening, you still do that shit. Punk ass bitch.
Yeah, the day that I could beat Scotty in Tekken 2 was the day I realized that I don't need to beat Scotty in Tekken 2.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It was more fun to just have a sleepover.
Chapter 3 of his autobiography.
But anyway, going back to what your point you were making was the book that we should all write is The Pussification of the American Male. Is because none of the stories that you guys just told would fly today. There would be fucking petitions being signed to end the violence in which you two are supposedly enduring.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what's it's funny though is that you talk about like take what I'm saying with a grain of salt though, but you talk about like trauma and shit. Like that's some shit that you have as a kid that like never goes away. Like I think like it just gets less and less because like I think our parents dealt with it or like I mean, imagine like what our grandparents were dealing with. Like they're getting child abuse is like
they're getting it from their parents.
That wasn't like child abuse. That was like reprimanding. But really, like nowadays, you're like, dude, you like punch that kid in the fucking face. Like that's
my grandfather tells me like that. Like if he didn't do the right thing, like he didn't get dinner that day.
Dude, my
go to bed, no dinner. You're just fucking sleeping in a room that's got snow in it. There's no heat, and you're hungry as shit. Your mom would sneak you up a bowl of soup. Like you're just starving.
Bro, my great-grandmother, who was an angel to me, dude, great-grandmother, she was saying, my grandmother was saying that, like, if you fucked up, dude, they'd make you go get a switch.
Yeah.
Like, literally a fucking thing to beat
your
you.
own punishment.
To pick how fucking, and they're like, you make sure it's, better make sure it's a good one. Because if it fucking breaks, like, you're going to get another one. And it's like, how fucked up is that? Imagine just, like, you're walking in the woods, like, oh.
Or how about
this one here?
I remember
hit myself with it first.
What the fuck, dude?
I remember my dad telling me about how him and his brother were super little, and I guess they were fighting each other. My grandmother, their mom, was on the phone, and she gave him like the snap and point. But back then, that meant like you're getting your ass whooped after I'm off the phone.
You got 10 minutes, bud.
Because they knew it was coming, so they put
sit there.
They put toys down the back of their pants, and I guess my uncle's it was like the xylophone that makes noise. Oh, yeah. So when she spanked him, it fucking started playing noise. Till this day, they tell me about that. But just the fact that like you have to sit there and wait for like you're gonna get your ass.
Hey, don't go anywhere. When I'm done with this call, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Fuck you up.
Yeah. That's so much worse. Like for me, everything is anticipation. Like I'm always like such a nervous Nelly. But then like once whatever the situation is, once it happens, it's like usually I'm like, that wasn't that bad. It is what it is. But it's like I'm running every scenario in my fucking head.
That's like why I never got it, because I would always be such a pussy. Like if my dad started coming at me, I'd be like, oh fuck, dude. I would open up the front door and I'd run out, and he would chase me across the yard.
I would love to see that.
I was already in tears and petrified, and he didn't have to hit me.
He's a big motherfucker. My brother was the same way. Like I was the same way. Like, to this day, I'm pretty good at playing the game. Like I'll just like kind of be like, do what I need to do so I don't.
Well, you had it easy with Casey. That motherfucker had all the attention of getting.
He was such a fucking idiot, and he would never shut up. He would never quit, dude. Never quit. I remember the one time, dude. My mom was like,
"That's it. I've had enough." Remember that, dude?
Oh, dude, my fucking dad. What a lunatic. Ugh, that guy was fucking.
All three of us here have seen your dad lose his shit.
It's funny now.
Fucking entertaining.
I know, but I got to the point where I was like 18, and it was like this dude. Yeah, he still yells, bro. There was times where like he lived up here before he moved to Delaware, and he would like call me like, "Well, I need you to like help open up the pool or close the pool," and be like, "Okay." I'm like, I'm fucking 30 this month, right? So I'm like my late 20s, and then we'd be doing it, and he'd be like yelling at Casey and I, and we're like. And Casey was looking at me like,
bro,
like, Dad, are you fucking kidding? Like, we're just like, relax, man. Like, you fucking,
I went to the bank and paid my mortgage before I came here, and you're fucking giving me
dude,
shit.
He's yelling. He's just, it's like, that's what he'll do, dude. And I'm like, to me, it helps me because I'm like, if I have a little bit of those genes, like he's 62, I'm like, hopefully I have that piss and vinegar when I'm 62. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
If it even exists anymore. Well, you will actually. Now that
I do have a lot of energy. My mom has a lot of energy too, so I think that's something that I have. I'm not worried about it.
I don't have that.
But anyway, yeah, dude, he was a fucking loon. Fucking loon. But I mean, fuck, man.
But if you look back on it now and the way things are today, aren't you fucking glad?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, but you know what? It's so funny because like you think about like anything shitty in your life. Most of the time, you don't think necessarily of the shitty. You should think of like the good times. Like remember playing sports, like all like running. You don't think of like the bullshit, like getting concussions in football or like running laps. You think of like the fun times. So it's the same thing now. It's like with like your childhood, you think of like, oh, that was like a good learning experience. But like at the time, you're like you're in your room like fucking crying. Oh, fucking hate him.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, I don't think. I don't know. What do we know? We don't have kids, but. From what I see, I think it's just fucking soy boy central, right? I don't think that these kids are having any kind of hardness to them.
Yeah.
It seems that way.
It seems that way. It really does.
Everything's fucking recorded.
Everything's recorded. Everything's monitored.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, we were on the cusp of, like, I remember posting shit on, like, AIM and shit. And,
Zanga. Actually, me getting caught doing things that I posted on Zanga back in the day is probably the reason why I don't post dumb shit online. It only took me one time to post online that me and
Yes.
Austin were fucking egging cop cars at his house. Yeah, my parents were like, yeah, what, you know what I mean? I know what you did because you told me on the internet, you dumbass. And I was like, oh, never again.
After sleeping over both your houses, Joe yelled more. But
it was like bullshit.
But he would not.
It was
but
laughable.
But Joe would yell, but never get up off that recliner. He would just go,
Yeah.
Austin,
get down here!
and
Turn the music down!
Austin would be like,
But it was empty.
He would be like, Joe, fuck you, I'm not coming down. But
Oh, yeah.
I would never.
But
I feel, that was like my first dose of people who lived like that. I'd be like, holy
dude,
shit.
talking back to shit.
You're just
I
saying
would
fuck you to your
Oh,
mom
I've
and
never
shit.
in my
I would say
life,
F-
dude.
I don't swear in front of my parents now.
Still to this day, I do a little bit, but it's like
I get corrected for it still.
I don't get corrected.
I
But I don't
still
curse
get
really that much. It's weird.
I think my parents want me to, and I don't.
I'll do it but dude, I was like, my dad would like that shit when he was young. It was like, no, like you don't understand. Like he means that.
I
shit.
remember,
Like,
I remember
he'll
coming
fuck
over,
you
I remember
up.
coming over your house
It's-
and
it's
you'd be like,
thunderous.
no, it's fine. He's got the humidifier on. He's got the humidifier on. He can't hear shit.
Oh yeah,
He told us that one time.
Well, dude, my dad was such a lame-o. He'd be like, all right, guys, bed, 10:30.
Yeah, he
He'd be
could have been
like,
at 8.
yeah.
He'd be like, make sure you're in bed by 10:30.
And he'd have like a 6-pack, probably like a 12-pack. Who's kidding who? And then he'd have like the air. He'd have the dehumidifier on. He'd have the blackout shades, the fucking thing over his eyes, and he wouldn't hear shit most of the time. And then we'd just like, yeah, sure, that would be by 10:30. Like, I mean it. Like 11. I'm like, Dad, 10:45.
And then we'd share St. Pauli's girl.
Yeah, steal all his beers.
Still has been go rip mailboxes out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great, dude. But he never knew. He never knew. I think but dude, you know, we think our parents are dumb, but like he must have known.
Ooh,
Like,
I
dude,
don't. Yeah,
There was times because he had that. Remember, he had a fridge like that. Remember that white
And
fridge?
we would take the back stock. We would
The
take
backside, move it up in the front.
Back row, yeah.
And dude, the one time I remember I broke. He had a St. Pauli girl, or no, it was a Three Stooges opener. It was one of those things where it was like a bottle opener, and it would be like knock 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 like curly. And I fucking broke it, and I don't even know how I explained it away. I was like, oh, we were like throwing it around and it broke, and he was like, oh, okay.
it was always what you can prove.
But that's the thing is, my dad was a fucking loon, but like when shit hit the fan, like he was way more chill than like my mom. Like
Yeah.
whenever I got in trouble, I would call my old man, and he would be like, all right, here's what we're gonna do, and he was cool about it. That's because like that, yeah. But that's the relationships you have with your parents. It's fucking weird, man. Ugh. He still yells though. Fucking guy's a maniac. I just talked to, but you know what my dad does to me too? I'll talk to him today, and he was like, he'll call me, and then I won't pick up. And I'll call him back. And be like, what's up? What do you want? I'm like, you called me. I'm calling you back. What do you mean? What do you want? Like he's like, I'm inconveniencing you, motherfucker. What are you talking about? And then he'll do he is a professional at this, and I challenge all of you to do this in your life. I do it now. Is just say, all right, I'll let you go.
You do it to me,
I do it all the time.
and it's funny because you told me it. So when you say it to me, I'm like, yeah, I want to hang up too, motherfucker.
It ends the conversation, dude. I do it all the time. It's I'll let you go because you're like, oh, I guess I do want to go.
Yeah, I'm a very busy man.
Yeah,
You're not.
I've been trying to hang up for 2 minutes. Thank you.
Well, sometimes I'll call you guys and I'll fucking just start yapping, dude. You know, and then I was like, all right, I'm done. I've had enough.
I'll let you go. How's this look?
You look like a street ball player.
Oh, the professor.
Dude, I actually follow it somehow on Facebook. I have his videos.
He's still balling.
Dude, he's like fucking crossing dudes up in Kazakhstan and shit.
I remember watching, dude. And one. Was that Spike TV? Shit was entertaining.
It was entertaining.
A lot of
Spike TV
black
was great.
culture though coming into my blood. At a young
AO,
age.
hot sauce.
Hot
I was
sauce
thinking in
nasty.
my head, I was like, why don't these guys play in the NBA? It's like, well, because they're fucking 6 feet tall and they can cross dudes up, but
I can't shoot for
Doesn't
shit.
count.
or they can shoot dudes up. But I mean, like, come on, like you're gonna go into the paint versus a guy who's like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, you're gonna fall over when
Fuck
LeBron
out of
hits you.
here,
Yeah.
dude.
Grab me a beer too. Oh.
I gotta make peeps as well.
All right, let's we'll just wrap up. This is the ManChild's podcast, everybody. Thanks for listening.